crops pretty soon.
We should be streaming. Let me verify that on the YouTubes.
I just planted my winter vegetables.
Ooh, nice.
Oh wait, what are we talking about?
Well, I like what you're talking about better.
Uh-oh.
You're talking about like finished finance or something, or
What?
Did you really just put some winter goods?
the winter October harvest of pumpkin finance and finance.
Yeah.
What happened? I lost audio for 2 seconds, and you're talking about food.
Wait, what is that? What is that called? Oh, cornucopia. Cornucopia, right? That's like the major farm or fall harvest.
Yeah.
Cornucopia.finance. That's what we need.
That's like the memery around that big like horn thing. I gotta kill my video. Hey everybody. Okay, I'm leaving now.
Oh, see it.
My face is leaving. I'm still talking. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Dow House Party Live.
Welcome to the house party, y'all.
Welcome to the house party. Let me share my screen, and away we go.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Where'd it go? I need this to be.
Do you have any good intro music? Or
I was about to say, welcome to the Dow House Party, where someday I'll figure out how to put background music under this thing. It's doable. Hamad does it for Metamedia. I haven't figured out how to do it yet.
so you could sing a song or something.
It's the composing software that I use is essentially just a layered, it's Photoshop, but for elements on top of video. So it's all just layers somewhere in there. There's a sound layer that I will turn on and off, and that'll play into the broadcast. Anyway, that's how the sausage is made. Yeah. So welcome, as usual, to the Dow House Party on Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm not really looking at who's here, but it is what it is. I don't think we have to do the what is Dow House for the crew that I'm seeing here. And the people on the stream, I assume, will be on the internet, so they can click around and follow links and things. No. I keep accidentally clicking on there we go. I keep wanting to click on the slideshow on the stream that I'm monitoring to make sure it doesn't suck, and then it closes the stream. House updates. Anything cool coming out of the...
So this is our second of these house parties, right? And it's kind of just to talk with our community and to meet summoners, active DAOs that are in the space. And just be it's real casual. So we have some issues right now. It's our second one, but we'll be working through them. And we're planning on doing one of these once a week. So come hang out whenever.
Yeah, live stream's just about reps. We'll get better. So the first thing is just taking 5 minutes to kind of run through like anything cool that the team has done this week. Particularly the product people, what you're working on.
Yeah, I guess on the product side, on the design side at least, we're basically like redesigning the entire Pokemon interface right now with all that we know from the last year of usability and the future things that we know is coming in the next iteration of Moloch. So that's really, really exciting, and definitely we probably will have some things to share in like the next couple of weeks about like where that's going. But that's going to be really, really fun.
We've got some cool other things like discourse support will be coming out soon. So every DAO can have a discourse forum to discuss their proposals and discuss their operations and stuff. So I think that'll be really neat, and that also has some nice after effects like notifications because of the way that discourse works. We can do better email notifications and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Kick ass. And I think, like I say every week, the ops and tokenomics part, occasionally I think I'll have a post to direct you to, but otherwise you don't need to know if we're using Airtable or Google Sheets in here. Rangers, comms and community stuff. I mean, you're already here, so this is what we're up to in part. If you are a summoner, if you're in DAO House working every day, make sure you get in Discord and make sure you get the summoner role in there. We're kind of rolling in some extra channels for the people that are on DAO House doing summoner things, where we can talk to you more freely about what the next thing we should build looks like to help you guys do summoner things.
Yeah, we're literally building for you. So, yeah. Getting you in the Discord, getting your voice, talking to you, listening to you, and building for you. That's our goal. So, yeah.
We also want to really foster the connections between DAOs. I think there's a place where the DAOs can really work together and have expand their network by being a part of DAO House. You're helping coordinate and build your own community, but you're also expanding the network of with all the other communities that are on here. So it's I think it's something that we'll try to focus on more.
Yeah, we have been talking a lot about that the last week or two, just kind of like the interplay between DAOs, especially like service providing DAOs and things, and how they tend to work together because it's really easy for them to trust each other because they're both DAOs and things like that. So we've just kind of been noticing that, but certainly something that we want to encourage, and because it's definitely provided like positive some value throughout all the DAOs and all the communities. So definitely something to engage with further and to support more.
Well, should we introduce our guests?
Yeah, let's do it. My goal is to get to the panel part as fast as possible in these things. So let's do it. Yeah, welcome.
Tell us.
Thank you. Let's not forget to shield this new YouTube channel from grow a YouTube channel. So if you're watching this or if you send this link to someone, don't forget to click the subscribe button.
We always forget to say that.
Yeah, right. We forget. We need the like and subscribe up top. Yeah, press the little bell in the corner so you don't miss an episode. There's a YouTuber.
Subscription.
Yes, it's an honor to be here. I know you know it all regarding DAOs, all the support we always need. You guys are around, so it's super cool to be here in this party today. And I agree, we love to know about other DAOs and how things are going. Usually I'm centralizing. I always go either to Van or Deacon to get information. Cool to know other summoners. And also, I will also say that we have other Metagamma Delta members here. So Nish, our official summoner, is around. So Nish, can you hear us? Do you want to say hi? I know it's late for you.
I was gonna say, isn't it late or early for you?
Hey, yeah, what's up? Yeah, it's like 3 a.m., but I'm still working on some stuff, so decided to drop by because I saw it. I saw the tweet.
Nice.
Always chill.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you guys are from Metagamma Delta, and I love the origin story that you guys have. Maybe you could talk a little bit about how you guys got together, why, and what you're trying to do.
Well, someone has to press the deploy button in any DAO, right? There's always someone that's how you can go to 1,000 speaks and talks about DAOs, but in the end, you only have one once you deploy one. And at Denver, I was at a huge day of a MetaCartel tutorial where it was not only MetaCartel, but super rare. It was so many projects together. So what Hamad is doing, what Raid Guild was doing. So we got a huge overview, and we left Sydney, Maddie and I, because we met from other events in New York, in Berlin. We knew each other already. So 15 minutes later, we said, let's deploy our DAO. And so it started. You only learn by doing. Well, all the rest of the story, I can say we're like a pandemic DAO that when we started frontiers started to close, people couldn't travel anymore, and then most of the members never met in person. So I met Niche like that. It was a good surprise. She was probably one of the 10 people to join us, and also cool to know like developers, women, like doing cool stuff. So yeah, so today I can say like I cannot forget to say like a big thanks for those that are here with us since the beginning and that are making like the DAO of September 2020 happen. And we could not forget like Zaji all the time supporting us in social media and Twitter. Most of the things you get to know about Metagamma Delta comes because of her like fluency with all the channels. I might also say like super huge thanks for Niche for like everything that she's doing on the V2 from learning like all the practicalities and new tools. Like she's being like super cool to she onboarded like everybody in the V2, which was also like quite a task given the gas prices as well. So Niche, if you want to talk about that.
There is proof of that too.
Totally. Then there's Nadia that got us like the biggest sponsorship from MakerDAO as well. So we're coming up with a grants program. We can talk about that shortly. But Nadia,
about that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so as long as people build using DAI, and DAI is the currency of Metagamma Delta, then they're full support on us, and Nadia is like our big advocate. Not only that, America as well. So people from Colombia, even Brazilians that I never met, that are women in the Ethereum space, and we're getting to know each other. Then there's Marina Spindler. She's like a super duper in the scene of like women empowerment. She comes from the World Bank and she has so many connections. So Marina is more like a mentor to all of us. There's Xenia taking the lead on the funding proposals area. So we're likely going to have a whole grant and then she organized like the process, selection criteria. Everybody's participating, but we have like micro committees to make decisions faster and easier. Then there's Niche also on the treasury management together with Christina, taking a look at what we do with our cash, if we're going to invest, what are we going to do with the money sitting in the guild bank, and also like who we fund, share value, all these proportions. It's thanks to them that we have today. And also Alex, like rush chair is something that is like unique probably from Metagamma Delta, but once we onboard new members, then we have to put the new members on Slack, on Telegram, and get to onboard them to the weekly call, email list. So there's a whole bunch of things that after you pledge, there's like a list of things. And Alex is taking care of that. Of course, Super Simona, she did the whole cultural onboarding. So the handbook of DAOs. Then there's Sydney doing the GitCoin grants part. So each one is doing one front, and Metagamma Delta today is this combination of talents.
Yeah, cool.
That's why we are what we are today.
Right. Yeah, that's so cool to see how that's grown over time too. Yeah, seeing like you three at ETH Denver, starting it out, and then yeah. So I guess it's been. Well, what is that? Like 7 months, 8 months, I guess? Or wait, no, 6 months, I guess, right? You guys have been up and running?
Yes, pretty much. Like our idea initially was let's build a DAO for the hackathon and let's get all the women in the hackathon space to join us. But then there is like a timeline to onboard. So the first member needs to wait 24 or 48 hours so we can vote for the other member. So by the time we're like live with 3 members, the hackathon was over. So it was as well to understand that even though we wanted like the quickest DAO in decision making, like 24 hours we vote and we get things done, there's still like a delay of time between grace period and all that. So we were learning like not just what we read on Medium articles of tutorials and like documentation, but also like, now we can, okay, so this is how it goes. So this was pretty much our reality. And another tricky reality was that a lot of women did not have dye. 10 dye was, and still today is the minimum amount to pledge and to become a member. And so many women in the blockchain space, experts talking in panels for like years, they did not have handy dye in their wallets. So tricky thing. I think I remember doing some pinning, like asking, like,
Sure.
I just need like $30 worth of dye, but can someone like send to this created wallet? And I was teaching people how to download MetaMask for the first time, write your 12 words. So basic stuff that devs do that with their eyes closed. They use all the testnets with fluency and they check like all the new protocols going on. But for people that are newbies, so
Hmm.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Here
that's
we
super
are, and now we have like more tutorials. It's just like click here, then you're gonna then Raid Guild changes the button, the front is like, no, the pledge button is not there anymore. I'm like, okay, they just changed the front. Good. So
cool.
we are also like any changes you guys do, we know because something happens, then they're like, no, it's not exactly change the message. So
Hmm.
That's why we're here, so you can call us out on it. We can tell you where the button went.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
For sure.
know the story about the DAOs by going Pokemon, right? If you go Pokemon, you see the history. You see who's voting, who's active, what are the decisions, where funding is going. So as I say, when you start in a DAO, you learn like just by going to the Pokemon page, you have a very good overview of which DAOs are actually active and going and which ones are like dead and nothing much happening.
Yeah, that's super cool that you were able to. I mean, that was like really helpful to you early days too, right? Just to like go and like see how a DAO had coordinated and how they had, funded things and got new members in and whatever. Just being able to see that entire history like transparently, yeah, was like super helpful to you guys like early on, right? Just to like kind of see like, oh, well, yeah, like you said, the easiest way to do it for sure is just to do it, like, and you'll just like feel what the things are, and you'll be like, okay, I get it. But even yeah, but also just being able to like go and like check the history of things was like pretty helpful too.
Yeah. I think like I remember one of my first few questions to you then was like, why would someone rage quit? Why then? You're just joining. Why do you want to quit? And then you funding. No, people get funded, and then the rage quit is a button actually meant for people redeeming shares, and that's how you get money out of the DAO. And then things start making sense. But you actually need to. You only understand the logic by becoming part of one, by having to understand the tools that you have to work with.
Hmm. Yeah, totally.
It's very much. I think the paradigm shift that the technology ultimately like introduces in this context, it's just in that space where like people talk about aha moments, because it's hard for me to lead you conceptually by the hand, like on a chalkboard. I'm dating myself. Dry erase board, whatever. What should I say? A Figma
Yeah, there you go.
workspace. To understanding it, it's very different from when you actually use it and then go, oh, okay, I see, I get it now. So, that's part of where I think I live, is I'm just constantly having that conversation with people. Hey, let's get you a die. Hey, do you want to get paid in Ether this time? Just so I can see if you can figure out how to do it. It's fun, but also sometimes frustrating when you're so far down the rabbit hole as we are, I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, totally.
Sweet. So at this point, we're moving into just Q&A. So anybody hanging out here, anybody in the chat that wants to just kind of hit Juliana or Nish or any of the DAO House members with, questions.
Yeah, can I go first?
Yeah, do it.
Well, yeah. So you guys said that you were prepping for some grants distribution. Where are you guys at in that process? Are you like vetting grants? Are you accepting new proposals, or do you have an idea of who you are going to be funding?
This is super pre-announcement. We did not come public yet, and if you're watching, you're super getting privileged information.
Hot takes.
Because finally we're like raising funds to empower women, to empower women-led projects, and this is our mission, and this is what we wanted to do since day one. But to get that as a reality, we needed to put some process in place. Like, we're women and we love to put like things together and organize ourselves for that. So for the past few months, we have been fundraising. We did GitCoin grants and all that. We wanted to make something big. And we are planning on something that is not like a hackathon, but something more like a VC demo day looking like format. So we just came with a Medium article that is going to be published with all the information that a project needs to do to be at least selected or apply for the process. So it's going to have a bunch of questions from which stage is the project? Is it just idea? Is it more mature? Do they have users yet? What is the project all about? And then we're also promoting by using Pull Together. People can get tickets to be part of that demo day or that selection criteria. So Meta Gamma Delta funding proposal members are part of this selection committee, but anybody that donates more than 50 DAI worth of DAI, right, will get a ticket to be part of it. Now, given the GitCoin and the support of the Panvala League, we're actually looking forward to receive more donations in Pan because our multiplier is going to be by quadratic funding bigger. So we're okay. We're receiving like all kinds of support right now, but we are happier to have Panvala tokens in our GitCoin grant donation. If you donate worth of Panvala more than 50 DAI, you're gonna get for sure a ticket. We got 200 tickets from Pull Together, so this is big for us. Then
oh, sorry. And donating Pan to your GitCoin actually provides like more matching to you guys, right? So like if people were to donate to you with Pan, then like the impact would be larger than if they used any other token, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So like the quadratic funding and like even on the Panvala League, I know Zaji is following that with the Panvala and Iran and all the group over there, but looks like we're number 3 or 4 because like 2 more people that donate in Pan, we're gonna like not only have a multiplier of like times 63, but we might get a multiplier of times 200. So that factor really matters for us. So
Right.
even if you want to donate something small, you don't need to donate 50 DAI. But if you want to support any 1 DAI, 5 DAI, 10 Panvala tokens, it's cool for us. So please do that. Donate in Pan if you can. You can easily swap it in Uniswap. And I think it's going to be like really cool. Then on the process, we're going to have like more of what an accelerator incubator does. We're going to see like what are those projects, and we are going to understand what they need. They can look for funding, they can look for money, but maybe they need technical help. So we also have a team of advisors, some real cool like full stack advisors, smart contract auditors. So we have a bit of everything. We even have like people that are specialized in the legal side, so Brazilian lawyers that understand the Ethereum ecosystem and understand like technical code that maybe a group might need legal help. Maybe a group might need just front support and they have the back end sorted out. So we don't know yet because we're not, again, this is super privileged information. We don't have the groups applying yet, but we really hope to give a hand to women, minorities, and projects that are looking for funding and for support. So as our goal says, we want to empower women. And also, I'll pass the ball to Nish because she's also part of all this story of what are we doing for the next like few months and all that. So, Nish, is there anything I forgot that you think it's worth commenting?
Yeah, I mean, I think you pretty much covered the main points. I've just been busy with, you know, obviously migrating everyone over to V2, and also the next step for us is to migrate our V1 guild bank balance over to V2, which involves I think we've decided to go with the bandit style, like me rage quitting the shares. So I haven't gotten around to do that yet. But yeah, I mean, I think the main challenges so far have just been like gas costs, because we want to encourage people to, you know, vote on membership proposals, funding proposals, and also have members submit their own proposals. But it's hard to justify, like, as a new member, like entering, especially if you're like new to the blockchain space, entering a DAO that requires you to pay like 10 DAI, and then the gas cost being like 24 DAI. So it's hard to justify that. So I mean, we've just been, you know, onboarding them off chain, you know, having them join our Slack and Telegram channel. So yeah, I mean, like, I don't know how big of a problem the gas prices have been to other DAOs. I
Same.
think it depends. Yeah.
Yeah, same problem. I mean, some DAOs like the larger like investment DAOs and things, it's not such a big deal for them because they have
Yeah.
millions of dollars in the treasury. But you know, the DAO that comes to first to mind is like Rate Guild, which is like very similar to you guys. It's just like you know, it's not an expensive tribute to get in. I think it's 1 ETH. But even then, it's like just participation in general is with, you know, like you said, with like $20 for a vote. It's just like not helpful. So, um, yeah, I mean, and for like we launched a DAO uh, for DAO House itself, the House DAO, and that was like right when the gas prices started spiking with all the yield farming going on. So like we summoned the DAO on mainnet and did all the things that you just said, got everybody in there. Everybody spent all this gas to get into the DAO, and then gas prices were raising. So we literally just like were like, fuck, and we just went straight to XDAI and just copied all of that state. You know, just like submitted all the proposals, got everybody's shares and loot up to date and everything. So like now we're just on XDAI only. Because to us, you know, that participation was very important, and it's sad, right? Like when you have like before when you're like, hey, everybody can just go vote, and it's like really nice to like you know, signal your voice as a community member. You know, it's really really important. It's the on-chain execution is the most important thing for sure, which is, you know, so you only need like one vote as opposed to like a DAO that requires a quorum, which literally that becomes like impossible. So like an Aragon DAO right now, for example, is like, can you imagine if you had to have like, you know, 12% of all DAO members like go vote for every proposal just to get it passed through, for example? So we're at least lucky there that we don't have a quorum, but it's still just like,
I don't have to
yeah,
imagine
it's
it.
too
It's
much.
what keeps LexDAO from working right now.
Yeah, I mean,
I whip votes every week and say, guys, I get it. It's $5, but like, let's do this.
Yeah.
And they eventually relent.
The DAO House is that you guys gave us alternative. You explained like it's gonna be a pain in the neck to have an XDAI like a side channel. So it's like ammunition for us. Yesterday we brought this to our DAO, and in the end we will keep as a DAO and do lots of the decision making on our Zoom calls, on our Telegrams and Slacks. And we're gonna keep the spirit of a DAO. So you're not gonna see a lot of on-chain voting, at least from Metagamma Delta, because gas is an issue. But we also don't want to like wrap it and overcomplicate things again, since we all like migrated from V1 to V2. That's already like a big step. Now getting members like being onboarded on V2 with high gas prices, and we all have to vote for a new member. So we opted to like keep it at minimum. So we're gonna like pretty much onboard members with very few votes, but this is what we can do. So as a DAO,
Yeah.
like
I mean, yeah, that's
also
the
have the chance to like, are we going to keep on vote and taking decisions like ideal, but the UX at the moment is like, let's decide on how we are operating.
right. Yeah, totally. And yeah, to your point, communities obviously can do whatever they want. And as soon as those gas prices started to spike, came up with like the quickest solution we could possibly, and then worked with the XDI team and started like, coordinating just to get that infrastructure ready for, across like multiple DAOs and multiple teams just to get, but it was like in 2 weeks, right? Like in 2 weeks now you can go and do that, which is amazing. And communities can totally do what they want. It's like I said, it's really, you can do it. It can just be for on-chain execution. It's really nice though when everybody actually can vote in things, because that is the actual true spirit of a DAO. So there is a path to it, but to your point, it's just not. It's very costly. On the not financially, for users' time and community members. To make really. So, but on that point, like if you,
that's, I think, like that I never thought I would have solvers for that. I think like I love to see things on the bright side. We build an active 40 people down, and we keep like lots of decision making and things going. So people are on the process of growing. Every rush week is such a good surprise. We have like 15, and now we have Leroy with us. Like how long? And this impression, this is what I always wanted, right? To see new women, new for ages, and there's so many more sense to be part of us, and probably so on this good side, I think like we created something like that matters. At least it's not just another Telegram channel.
right.
It's a sorority, I can say.
Yeah, totally. Very powerful community these days. Lots of shared power in that community of yours. You guys have all built it together.
Juliana!
Whoa.
Yay!
Party time!
Party time!
Tell us, what was your first impression? Like, you joined not so long ago, but you said like with beautiful words. I think like you said, this was something I always wanted but never knew it existed, or something like that.
That's exactly how I feel. It's definitely the collective like ecosystem builder, just to be able to bounce ideas off each other, and it's like a really welcoming environment, and all the ladies that are involved, even the males that are involved, are like helping build each other up instead of knocking each other down. And it's just, I can't say enough good things about it. I think it's just it's just like awesome group of women, so I'm really happy to be a part of it.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome. University, and they're like, oh, like, hey, you are in a digital sorority.
Yeah, totally.
Also, like this word sorority, and I was never part of one. Niche was part of one, so maybe she can explain the whole like niche. Maybe you can talk about the project, the class project, and how do we call the tiny big littles, or like?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Greek life organization like blueprint definitely helped us organize ourselves, and Sydney and I were the only ones who were part of a sorority, and like I think the early on just to know who was a candidate, and that was how we were able to get things up and running efficiently, like our website, and like deciding who was in charge of what. So then the Big Littles thing was basically a way to onboard newer members into the DAO, and like getting them acquainted with like what's going on, and like all the members, and kind of facilitating people meeting each other. So we set up like a donut bot on our Slack to kind of like do you know the donut bot is like it pairs people up randomly each week, and then like you can set up a one-on-one like coffee chat or something. So we experimented with that to get to meet new people. We also have a Google Sheets where when new members join, they kind of fill in like what they're working on, their areas of expertise, industry, favorite projects in the blockchains in Web3 space. what they want to learn. So look at our members list and kind of like identify who they might want to hit up for a coffee chat, so that they can get some value out of joining that can help them achieve whatever they want to achieve. So roles and like that kind of mentor mentee type relationship thing was something that was really valuable. And then I don't know, just Leo from Machi DAO lent me a crypto voxels parcel, so I built us a sorority house on it. I don't know who's been on it yet, but we have a sorority house. So that's
Have the coordinates handy?
I don't have the coordinates, but you can go onto crypto voxels and just search for Metagamma Delta.
Oh, cool, nice. You have the beginner also.
Yeah, it's. I believe it's like it's not too far from Lex DAO's house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, or the big littles you called it? Is it the term come from? That's a sorority term?
Yeah, so in
I want to be someone's big.
Oh, that's the mentor mentee.
Yeah, it's the pledges.
You get onboarded by class week, and then every spring you have rush week, but like and then so you have like within a sorority you have like, oh, I'm fall 12, fall 13, and like it's like the year and the semester you joined. At the pledge period, you kind of get matched up with a big, which is kind of like your mentor, who's like older in the sorority, to kind of like be your like someone you can hang out with and like guide you through the process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's short for big sister, right? I mean, that's what it is in fraternities, which is where I have experience.
Yeah,
you get a bro to show you around.
How was the
like the historian, for example, is a person that takes like all the agenda notes and everything that's being discussed. So we have like a whole Google Doc that tells the history if someone wants to go and then scroll, like any new member can just see why we decided things in the past. I love the Panhellenic, like Pan-Hellenic, like something related to the Greeks. That is a person responsible for connection with other DAOs and socializing with other DAOs. Apparently, that also happens in the fraternity sorority space.
Greek Council.
Chair, party time as well. So
that's also really interesting. So the sorority meme basically helped you gave it like a bit of a structure that was work from, right? Like, oh well, yeah, this is like a kind of like how one type of community works and things, and like in some of this just kind of like built a little social structure basically. That's super interesting. Like
it's something that we kind of discussed and surfaced our second meeting ever that I was a part. There was like 7 to 10 of us, so we joined this thing like what like I don't know, like who's supposed to be doing what. So it's like I think the roles something that we figured out that we needed early on.
What are all the roles? Like, what do you call yourselves?
So there's historian, takes the minutes and then like posts it on the meeting, like know what's going on. There's I think PR chair, marketing chair, and that person's in charge of the Twitter and kind of like rounding people up to do things. So Saji was in charge of that, and then there was professional development, which was me. So I set up our Google Sheets with like the member profiles and also the donut bot, and then kind of like encourage people to kind of. So I put on a learning event that was to do with like personal privacy.
Which so amazing, by the way. One of like the most liked sessions of Metagamma Delta. Like,
that was really fun. So let's see what else. Oh yeah, that was I don't remember what we called.
It's a whole privacy session, like things that we don't even ourselves from like VPNs. Like Nish just nailed it. Like it was phenomenal.
It should be you should just have mandatory privacy classes like once a year for everybody. Everybody's data privacy hygiene is trash in the world.
Yeah.
Bad passwords.
yeah, I'm really glad we got a chance to do that. Um, and yeah, there's Rush Chair, which was involved with DAO Rush Week new member onboarding. So it's like two people who's in charge of like when a member joins and they kind of handholds the new member through the process.
That was like I was again like role summoner, but now summoner was every day because I used to give personal attention to every new member, like from here's how you download your meta. People like, oh, and then like any point, I'm just like, all right, I need help to like take care of them and lead. So that came like rush, chairman came after. Like we had a team. It was unexpected shipment for all of the DAO. So it, probably a sorority has a treasurer, but we put like the responsible for that.
Yeah, we have like fundraising chair, treasury chair.
So this feels like a good segue into the last segment of the show. We like to call it the Boost Bash, but it's largely a chance for us to talk to you as summoners and then the community at large about feature requests. So like, should we put in a boost where people can really easily deploy roles per a certain structure within their DAO? Just like flip a switch and then have 15 people that need to be assigned based on, sort of traditional Greek structure. You need an archivist, a social chair, a rush chair, whatever kind of thing.
I would leave it natural. I think like our community felt that necessity and some new roles were created on the go. For 4 months, we did not have a treasury department. We not even look at the share value for such a long time. We only cared about onboarding and getting to know each other and have fun and so the roles came as and now like for a real historian, someone to write, someone to like write and stuff, and nobody is like okay, there's a need, but so website takes time, takes like Xenia did it once, she had like no time to, like so we're gonna run the grants program, and today's like, oh seriously, we gotta do a whole page of a website, so people get like, okay, let's not do it then. People are gonna get a Google form and a Medium article, and that's cool. As long as like the spirit and things are going, and no one is overloaded with a lot of stuff. Everybody's being well with other people.
It does make me think, Kerb, about one thing that we've kind of talked about, which is like the DAO is a DAO and it's technology that helps the community coordinate, right? It's not like your whole community. Like you have like Discord, or in your guys' case Slack, or your Telegram, or whatever. And you have all these other things that the community utilizes to coordinate towards its goal, right? And I think there are so many parallels in how you described it. Also, like we added the role when we needed it, kind of thing, which is very emergent behavior. And we've seen that happen so many times. And like, yeah, Yaler's here. He could totally I'm sure he would agree. Like we've totally done like very, very similar things in the guild. And like recently he's like started an initiative, housekeepers, I guess. So like, the guild is
housekeeping.
Yeah, housekeepers. So it's like the guild is a bunch of Web3 freelancers, design, dev, biz dev, marketing, all the different things that could ever go into product. So then he thought it was a good idea to like have like head of house basically for each of the bits, like all these different things. So there was like, because now we're like almost 100, I think, or quite a bit over there. So like, but you just scale organically as a community and emergently as you need and up or down, right? But there's so many learnings that we could be sharing with people on how to do that part that's outside the DAO, I think is where I would get. So
that's all the soft stuff, right? Like
yeah.
all of the like interactions and the human coordination stuff. It's like, this isn't working. Why? I don't know. Let's try something different. You're like, okay, cool. Let's let some people self-select a little bit of like leadership, because we're very resistant to hierarchy, especially at Rego. Like, you don't tell me what to do. I tell myself what to do, right? I work on what I want, which is great. So like, that's why I framed it as housekeepers, right? Because it's like, these people are here to clean up, to help, to organize, to make things smooth for you. So they're like a supportive element instead of like, this is the manager of design and you will report to the manager of design, because we don't want to play that game. And so housekeepers just self-selected, and it was pretty easy. Like just, you know, do you want to be the segue to the designers so you can bring these opportunities to them? And people are like, oh yeah, that's a good way to serve the community of designers or serve the community of developers. And I feel like that's what we've done a really good job digging into at Raid Guild, is like, we all serve each other, we all help each other, and we raid on stuff together because it's fun. We enjoy it, right? Like, we don't have to get real jobs if we do this.
Yeah. Like your early days as Summoner Juliana, when you were, you know, describing like, oh, everybody's coming at me to like do all the onboarding and blah 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 blah, right? And like quickly you were like, ah, shit, I need to delegate, which is exactly what happens all the time. Like, you know, every time a new member comes in, they need to be like empowered as much as you are, basically, as early as possible. You know, which like the big smalls thing sounds like, or big smalls, wait, big little, whatever. Like that's super dope, because like you're empowering new members to get to it's still going to take them time to like get a full context of the community and all that shit for sure, but like trying to like empower them as quick as possible to get to like a stage of co-creation, right? Like a state of co-creation, so that they can like, they're empowered to like work with the community and help the community do more together. And it's just really about, it's constant like delegation and empowerment, basically, you know, like the bigger the community gets, like it just keeps doing it.
Yeah, it's a very fine line between a lot of things needs to be done, and you don't want to be the one like, yeah, this needs to be done, who's gonna do it, and like just delegate all the time. You also don't want to overload, because in the end, like most of the DAO, there's always a few members that do a lot, and a lot of others that are just like being carried by the DAO, and then just like pledged and never become part of it. But I noticed that at some point, like we were losing engagement. Our weekly calls reached to a very minimal, like sometimes I think like we got 6 or 7 members. And I felt like this cannot happen. This is like, let's probably recreate, let's make this fun again, because it's probably like way too many things to be done. And like a DAO of like a lot of operational discussions, and we just needed like something else. For my luck, every rush chair, it's pretty much like we do a big party in the rush week. So this is super cool. We have new members, and that gives like a lot of good new vibes, because we just have like 15 new people joining rush week. So for us, it's like, who are you? What are you doing? And then right after rush week, we explain like there are different chairs and different things, so you're welcome to join whatever you feel like Lee, right? Just join like everything, like it's almost like buffet. You take as like all the things that you would like to check it out and see how it goes. So this is cool, that we have different days of the week for different short meetings, like half an hour meetings. I think that also helps, but it's a fine line. Yeah, you don't want to be telling people that these and that needs to be done, but at the same time, you cannot just be like whatever all the time and nothing gets done, and just have a.
Well, that's where I think the big little sort of mentor, like what excited me about Yeller's housekeeper in Raid Guild, the House of Shill. The reason I was excited about which we don't have time to talk about, but you can ping me other places if you want to talk about the House of Shill. What I'm excited about in Yeller's proposal was really the aspect to which the house, like the extent to which the housekeepers are also in charge of the apprentice program associated with their house. So, you know, part of working through that is ultimately creating that ground that's fertile for new people to come in and feel empowered to, you know, like move forward and you know, I existed long enough in corporate America to see the sort of existing intern structure and how soul crushing it is as a way of onboarding people to a profession. You know, and when I see how it works in Raid Guild, it really makes me hopeful for the state of the future of work, and, you know, at least for me, and hopefully for anyone I can recruit.
I mean, we have seen people get completely up to speed. Like, what's the fastest you think we've seen somebody get up to speed, Yaler? Like, I mean, to like full time.
With Raid Guild?
Yeah, with Raid Guild. Like a week
in
or
3 days. 3 days.
Who is
Yeah.
that?
It's Aaron. I just onboarded Aaron into 3 raids in 3 days.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Now, like, given he has great like experience already, like doing PMing, but like totally is just smooth with it, and is like, oh yeah, I'll take this, and that, and I'll choose these guys, and then all it is from there is like a matter of taking what's in my brain and like passing it information on to him. Like, these guys know this. This is the way you look at the things in the server, and then you can just like you're off. You have everything you need. You don't need me anymore. Like, it's just about communication. Like, where do I go for what? Where are my resources? Like, who are the people I can like count on? Like, this kind of thing. That's one of the things. It's actually I'm trying to. Go ahead, Kurt.
I like the way you were saying it earlier, which is, I think sometimes the intern dynamic is treated like cheap labor. It's like, hey, can I train my replacement and have that be 2 interns so that the DAO doesn't have to like pay somebody, which is not the right attitude, right? Like, I think the sort of the big little, the mentor relationship is a lot more like, can I effectively replace myself so that person can either straight up replace me if I want to leave, which is a different thing from saying like, hey, for free with 3 apprentices, I can get some, like the kind of trickery of that world. Like, I like the idea of the guild, or as or like as almost like a professional organization, in the sense of, we'll get you up to speed, you'll have a skill set. If you want to take that away from the guild at that point, hey, whatever, come back and say hi occasionally. Like, no hard feelings. My goal is to get you up to that point, right? But I think ultimately the whole thing grows because people will want to stick around in that system. It doesn't have to be that like you did your time as an intern and so now you're hazed into the, it's funny that I end up using like frat terminology, but you're like hazed into the commune of corporate bullshit.
Yeah, do you guys do hazing in GD?
Digital hazing.
Digital hazing.
We throw NFT toilet paper tokens at your wallet.
Yeah.
I mean, part of my perspective on this is for sure coming from the legal profession, where we have like a bar exam that's arbitrary and just a hazing ritual. But that's a different rant.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think the cool thing is that what Metagamma Delta and what Ray Guild and Haus as well are doing really well is like onboard in like a fun and exciting and like an open way. Like, we all have different strategies and we have different like areas of expertise. Like, I love the diversity of like people and like conversations, and it's really got a wonderful like synergy. And I'm just excited. Like, I'm really, I've always been a fan of MGD from the beginning, so looking forward to
Cool.
Male memberships one of these days.
So we got a few
honorary.
We got a few minutes left before we hit the hour. Do you guys
I
want
would
to?
champion Whaler. If you guys did one, I would champion him. By the way, he is an excellent male who has been vetted.
I think I have a pledge pending from a while back. Yeah. So where should people go? I put links in the descriptions, but call it out. Where should they follow you guys? Look you up.
Yeah, definitely the Twitter, right? You guys are, yeah.
We have the Twitter, and I do see some like legacy pledges to V1, but now we're on V2, so you guys can just like submit a membership proposal for yourselves.
It's more for men, right? Is it still the case? It's 100 for men?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm down. I'll pledge twice. Just send me a link.
Yeah, we had in the beginning, like the real beginning, lots of guys wanted to be part of Metagamma Delta. So it was kind of hard, like the first month, to have way more guys pledging than women. So I had to be the host, like the summoner, but also like the doorman, and just like, okay, let me do a list. And then I knew I had like Ben, James, New Zealand, James, then Peter as well, and Alex. And now Alex is not pledging anymore, but Alex still has priority over, I think, DeFi Dudes, Cooper, Kurt, Gaylor now. So there's like, now Niche is gonna take care of the list of dudes. But for sure, if you join, you're still gonna be minority. So the idea initially was to have like
Good.
at least 5% women or minorities, not just women, but like diversity as like most of the DAO. And so
It looks like your Twitter link still links to your mainnet DAO.
Yeah, they're still on mainnet.
Oh, I thought you were on. Oh, you're on mainnet. Got it. I thought you were on XDive for some reason. Okay,
Oh,
cool.
yeah, they're
You're
just-
on mainnet, but V2.
Yeah,
how is the
Yeah, we're on V2, not
is
layer.
the correct address.
Got it.
22 last digits is the real V2 address. So
What'd you say? F22 FC.
22FC, finish 22FC.
Yep,
That's
got it.
And your summoner is around the corner. 3:30 a.m. for you, Niche. Like
It's
to me,
it's like it's 4 a.m.
insane. It's insane how this is dedication. This is like I never thought about waking you up at this time, and
No,
it's
I mean,
crazy. We lose
It's
like how
like
serious
crypto.
it
It's
is.
crypto hour. Like I don't live by like normal hours anymore.
yeah, same. When you coordinate globally, you start to lose your own time zone.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Thanks for joining us, and thanks to everybody for listening. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, anything else
All
you
the
guys
things we
wanna
failed to
say
say at the
before-
top about the YouTube channel.
Thanks for the invite. It was really cool. And don't forget to subscribe the YouTube channel to donate to the GitCoin grant. And we see each other around. We're everywhere. Telegram, Slack, Discord, and you can always find us here as well in the DAO House Discord.
Cool.
Right on. Thanks, everybody.
Much love.